Good evening, book lovers of the internet. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe because for every subscriber, I read a page from a book of my choice, and if this video gets 10 likes, I will make another video. So, in this one, I am going to be reviewing Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Chalice of the Gods by Rick Riordan. So, this one is the sixth book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series. It has about 275 pages and I rated it 3.5 out of 5 stars. So I thought it would be very cool to show you the bookmark I was using while reading this book. It has a massive wave, and as you can see, and as you probably know, Percy Jackson is the son of Poseidon after all, so I thought it would be very relevant to use this bookmark I bought from London a few months back. So why I rated it 3.5 stars I will tackle right away, and then I will move on to the good stuff. So as enjoyable as this was, Riordan seems to be milking the cash cow with what is seemingly going to be another trilogy, and you will understand why I think this is going to be a trilogy. So Percy Jackson basically has to get three letters of recommendation from three different gods to manage to make it to college, I believe. So that is why there will probably be a book for every letter of recommendation he will need. So I'm pretty certain that in this volume alone, Percy could have, especially with his girlfriend Annabeth's help, landed three letters of recommendation. Come to think of it, I also think he could have done it very easily. And for some reason, he kept on rooting for Ganymede throughout rather than just do what was necessary for him, I suppose. While the adventures were indeed very cool, the conclusion, in my opinion, was rather anticlimactic. I really like how Riordan split this book into 35 chapters of around 8 pages each. It was a very accessible read, if you know what I mean. It was very quick, very easy to understand and to absorb and to get caught up with what's going on. So I look forward to reading more of that sort of stuff. I know that the demographic is a slightly younger audience than me, but I grew up with Percy Jackson, and he is part of the reason why I started reading to begin with. So I will forever continue loving Rick Riordan, by the way. Um, it feels great, in fact, to be submerged once more into the realm of three of my favorite fictional characters, and the nostalgia and sentimentality especially resounded with me when reading the chapters having to do with the goddess Hebe, which is basically a bunch of chapters having to do with youth and with going back in time to experience the times when you were younger, which might seem cool in hindsight, but truly, do you really want to be immortal? I suppose that was the question that Riordan was trying to answer throughout. Is it better to just appreciate the fact that you are growing up and that the times are consistently changing rather than perhaps fear that you are never going to die? A very philosophical question and quite dumbed down for children, which is very perfect, very thought provoking as well. I love how up to date Uncle Rick is. Uncle Rick, basically referring to the author over here, and how many references he makes to pop culture, which blend in perfectly with Greek mythology. I think he is very clever as well, as in using Percy Jackson to do this, he comes across as more of a genius, and he really understands the minds of his own characters. Which is something one could expect after 20 years basically of working on the same character. So I'm very happy to see that Rick Riordan has embodied his characters, and he's done so for quite some time now, but it seems to come so easily to him, so without effort, so effortlessly basically. Um, so that's all I had to say. It's very, very refreshing to see. I absolutely understand why this would appeal to kids, and Percy's humor and sarcasm never fail to amuse me. The sarcasm is always on point, basically. Nonchalantly was the word I was looking for. Riordan does so nonchalantly with his characters. He makes them seem like they have so much personality with so little words. It's fantastic. I suppose that this volume's sole purpose is to build upon Percy's decision in Volume 5 to not become immortal, and we are meant to feel badly for Ganymede throughout for this reason, because apparently Zeus abducted him and granted him immortality for some reason, and Ganymede basically never wanted this sort of curse upon him, and Percy Jackson could see firsthand that Ganymede was not happy, and all the stress would not be good for anybody in the long run, I suppose. Zeus does come as an asshole in this one, I think he is much more lenient, though he is still dangerous in this one. He does particularly come across as a bit of a bitch, if I have to be honest. Um, so this is in stark contrast with how we see Zeus portrayed in the previous volumes. But the whole Percy Annabeth relationship is perfect, by the way, and it's refreshing to see that after so many years, this relationship is actually going somewhere which seems to be more mature than it was in the previous volumes, and even Athena seems to be um, in the loop with what Percy and Annabeth are doing in the relationship. So I'm not sure whether Poseidon is, but he probably knows as well. And it is quite reflective of what went on mythologically between Poseidon and Athena as well. It is a very good reflection. The whole One more thing I have to say, and this might be a bit of a spoiler alert. I'm very happy to see that Percy's mother is finally happy, and that she is also, so spoiler alert over here, she is also having another mortal child with Paul Blowfus, who is Percy Jackson's stepfather. And Percy's mother seems to be in a very happy relationship as well, and I'm happy to see that because she finally manages to get some rest. Throughout the first 5 volumes, we see her kind of struggling with taking care of Percy and with being in horrible relationships and that sort of stuff. But things seem to have settled with this Blowfus guy. Okay, all in all, I certainly don't think that the son of Poseidon should have gone through so much trouble for a chalice and for a letter of recommendation he ultimately had to write himself. So basically, that is all I had to say about Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the Chalice of the Gods, the 6th volume in the series. I look forward to the next one because there will be another one which is coming out in September. I will look up the title very quickly and let you know what it's called. It is called The Wrath of the Triple Goddess. I look forward to buying that and reviewing it on my channel as well. I know that I am a bit late with my review of this book, but still, I'm very happy to have finished the final 100 pages I had left and to have made a video about it as well. So, as usual, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, comment, like, share. Check out the rest of my content and that sort of stuff, and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully, very, very soon. Bye, guys.